Good morning, everyone, and thanks for coming. This is summertime, and this is a time of year when parents are often faced with having to make a decision about child care for their children for the summer. Some parents might choose to place their children in different summer activities, summer camp, different sports organizations, and other parents might choose to leave their children home alone for the summer. And in Texas, there is no law that says what age a child can be left home alone, as long as they're not a preschool-age child. And so really a parent then has to decide if that child is old enough to stay home alone, if they're mature enough to stay home alone, for what length of time you'll be leaving children home alone, whether or not you'll be leaving them to care for other siblings, and if they would know what to do in case of an emergency. So really you as a parent is the only person that would know your child and what they're capable of doing. We often at CPS, the #1 type of abuse-related report we receive are home alone children. And really sometimes it's just that parents might have inappropriate expectations for their children. They might think it's okay to perhaps leave a 10 or 12-year-old in charge of younger siblings. And that might just be too much responsibility for that child, or perhaps even leaving an older child but with too many children to care for. And really what you have to consider is the younger the child that they're going to have to care for, the more responsibility it's going to be. If you're talking about an infant or a toddler, would that teenage child be responsible enough perhaps to be watching that child at all times? Think about the safety in your environment. If you have a swimming pool in the backyard, what kind of arrangements are you going to make sure that that toddler or that child will not get out and perhaps get into the swimming pool? And also little things like, for example, if your child you're going to leave prepared food so they don't have to use maybe the microwave or the stove to prepare those meals. And then what kind of rules and regulations are you going to leave for your child? Are they allowed to let strangers in or open the door if someone knocks? What are they supposed to say when somebody calls? Should they say that my parent is busy or not home? Things like that are what parents should consider. We often see too many times children left home alone. And again, if the parent, what they have to consider is that if something were to happen to your child while they were home alone, it really is ultimately the parent's responsibility. So to say that it's okay to leave a 16-year-old home alone, you have to consider if that child has any kind of behavioral problems, emotional problems, or any kind of physical or mental handicaps before making that decision. And you can always contact our office if you're unsure on whether or not you can leave your children home alone. Another thing that we see this time of year, and sometimes with tragic consequences, is children who are left in cars. Oftentimes parents, just because perhaps a child fell asleep in the car and they don't want to wake them, they might leave the car running and quickly run into the store to maybe do a quick errand. Sometimes parents get distracted, and we've seen here in the Houston area where children have been carjacked. Well, the cars have been carjacked, and the children are also victims because they're left in cars. Other times, though, parents will leave children in a car, maybe even crack a window. But as we know in Houston, the temperatures, even at this hour, can get pretty warm. And inside a car, the temperature of a car can increase drastically in just a few minutes. And if the child survives something like that, they can still face lifetime consequences like brain damage or seizures or other illnesses. So it's not only against the law to leave your child unattended in a car at 7 years or younger, but it's also very dangerous and could be fatal. So again, a reminder is that cars are not babysitters. Never leave your child unattended in a car. And of course, this time of year in the summertime, if you're trying to make child care decisions, feel free to give us a call and we can help you with perhaps resources in the community or making the right decision for your child. So have a happy and safe summer. Thank you.